What do you what do you think about Bigfoot? Do you believe in Bigfoot? Have you ever went out and looked for Bigfoot?
I don't know about Bigfoot and all that. Like, I wouldn't put it past. There's so much land. I've been recently seeing like how much space there is for things to be anywhere. I know that there's so much bullshit about Bigfoot that's up and like fake stuff.
Okay.
And like there's been people in the past who are like, yeah, you know, like I went out with these fake footprints things, you know.
They stamped them
and all the like there's all this fake shit. So I don't really know whether or not what to believe in with all that, and I'm not really interested because I've never seen anything like that before. I have seen some weird like ghost type shit in the woods and in the desert, mostly in the desert. But
sure there wasn't like a mirage or something, like you're dehydrated.
It would have to be. I don't know. That's the thing. I've never had an hallucination like that before. I've never known anything about like I don't know, they're it's like a fucking, what is it called, like a skinwalker or something.
Oh, I've heard. Skinwalker.
Like, so I recently kind of found out what it is, and it's like a Native American actual like mystical creature. And there's a real name for it other than that. It's like Yinaldalshi or some Nilaldushi, or I don't even know if I'm saying it right or what, but there's like a real name for it. And it's actually like some Navajo thing where they really believe in it, and it means something really real to them.
That's where it's come from. And
that's like where the origins of it is. And it's weird because where I seen something that's similar to that, it's on a land that's nowhere near the Navajo. But then I start looking, and it's like everywhere is, like native land. Where I live is Kumeyaay, all Kumeyaay land. Like everywhere has their own different natives that live somewhere.
whoa.
And I seen some shit like that.
There it is.
Recently in the last place that I went camping.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just taught me to like think twice on the crew that I bring.
What do you mean? Why?
Like when I go out, certain places. I mean, I go regardless. I go by myself sometimes, but at least where I went to, where I seen this, I'm not gonna stop going there. I like the place too much.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep going there.
But the skinwalker didn't deter you.
No.
What about the crew though? Why would you bring a certain crew?
Well,
would you bring Kelly over there?
I'm not going.
He tell you saw a skinwalker.
Well, to me, if it wanted to do something, it would have did it that night because I didn't do anything. So to me, that's what kind of makes me go, whatever. It's not that bad because I was scared all night long, but nothing happened all night long, and I was ready, but nothing happened.
Right.
But I would just think twice of the crew because I brought 2 people out there to this place with me. Every time in the past I've gone out there, I have my older brother and my other older, like, just people that I know if shit goes down, I could count on some other people to help me out at least.
Okay.
This time in particular, I brought 2 people. One of them, Taiga and the guy, skater.
He's from Japan.
Japan, yeah. He was staying at my house, and he was killing it. Got knocked out second day staying at my house in the streets. Just fucking did some huge rail, went straight to the dome.
Oh, no.
We were at the hospital for like 2 days. It sucked.
Damn. He's a beast, dude. He's gnarly.
Dude, wait till
super
you
good.
see the stuff he did in SD. Like,
wow.
He did some crazy stuff right off the plane. Just showed up, killed it. Then second day, broke his wrist, knocked out.
Wow.
And then still got more clips.
We talked about it on the show.
Taiga and the guy.
Taiga and the guy.
He
did he not just win Tampa Am? Or
I think maybe he just won Tampa Am.
He had the gnarliest line, remember?
No, he got second. He got second.
Okay.
Second or third. There's other kid from Korea that just won. That's
maybe
insane.
I got confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with me, but he had a broken arm. He had just got knocked out the day before, and he had a broken arm. So I'm just thinking, like I got my homie who's 17 with the broken arm, who I can't really speak to because he doesn't speak too much English, and I don't speak too much Japanese at all. So now we're out in the woods where we don't have connection, where we can't really use Google Translate. So we can't really talk to each other. He's got a broken arm, and I wouldn't put it past his like samurai soul that he would still be a lot of help to me out there. But like, yeah, like I was just, that's what I had. All I had out there was him, and my other homie who I brought out there got so drunk before we had got to the spot that he passed out sleeping before we made we made food. Right. He was already in his tent snoring. So I was like, shit happens. He's not waking up. Right. Tyga's gonna be some help, but he'll use that one arm, I know. But like, I just was in my head thinking like, man, because what happened is we made the food. My homie goes to sleep. We're talking, we're hanging out, and we're just kicking it. And then like we had the fire, we made some food, and then now we're like, okay, let's go to sleep. He goes in his tent. I'm about to go in mine, and before I go to sleep when I'm camping, every time I go take a pee, last piss, so I don't got to get up in the middle of the night, or at least postpone it or whatever. I'm pissing outside of this cave because we're staying kind of in a cave, and I walk right outside the cave. My tent's the first tent, and when you walk into the cave, and I'm like, I've seen mountain lion at this place before, so I'm like super cautious, and I got my light on, and I'm looking everywhere, and I'm pissing, and I'm like looking everywhere.
You got a headlamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I see across from me in this other cave, and it's just like that image you had on there just a second ago, but
the skinwalker.
Yeah, but it's just the face. It wasn't like the whole body, no crouch down little like thing. It's just the crazy like face. It was insane looking.
Eyes lit up.
Like it is just a white, ghostly looking face. I don't know how to describe it. In the desert, in this cave. And I'm pissing, and as I'm pissing, I'm like thinking in my head, like, what the fuck am I looking at? There's no way that is what I think it is. Because, like the light, it kind of fades after a while. So shit that's kind of far is a little bit faded. Yeah. So I was like, there's no way, that's got to be like a flower or something. My eyes are tricking me. There's something going on here. So after I pee, I walk closer to it to go like investigate.
This guy's walking into the gunfire.
And as soon as I see it clearly, like it is what I thought it was, and I could see the face very clearly.
Wow.
I got really freaked out, and I immediately like backed up. I didn't even turn around. Like I backed up, staying with my eyes on it. And I went all the way back in the cave, bumped into the rocks and shit, and just was like backing up into the cave. And then I like turned my light off really fast, jumped into my tent, and then I grabbed my gun. And then I realized in my head, I was like, I don't even know if my gun will work on what I just saw. And then I was like, what did I just see? And then I thought about who I'm with and how much help they're going to be. And then I was just like, fuck, shit got real so quick. And I was up all night long in my tent. And if that thing, whatever it was, wanted to do something, it would have came and did something or tried to do something. Nothing happened. So I'm kind of interested to go back to this place, but with like a bigger crew.
So that's why you want to know who you're taking with you. Right. You're not taking safety precautions. You're not.
Hey, I don't even think about taking me, dude.
Was it something like this where you?
Oh my God!
Oh no, it wasn't like that.
No,
it was like the other one.
There was no horns on it.
No horns.
It was like the other one. The mouth was open. It was open. Like, it was fucking crazy.
In the morning, did you go over to where?
I went over in the morning. First thing I thought, I was like, I'm gonna go investigate that area. Nothing over there.
Nothing.
That could
it wasn't like a little painting on the rock or something.
That's what I thought. Like I was gonna see something in the morning and be like, oh, maybe I'll go over there and there will be an explanation.
And you were sober at the time.
Yeah, no. I smoked a little bit of weed that night, but I've never hallucinated like that off of weed. Yeah. If I would have eaten mushrooms and seen that, it would have made perfect sense. Right. But like,
what about a little bit of weed? What you saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
That little,
but more clear,
glowing
like, way
eyes.
more clear, and just like,
dude, that's gnarly.
Skinwalkers are real. There it is.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I saw, but it was something.
You saw something.
But yeah, I was sitting in my tent all night, just thinking, man, I'm always cautious about lions and stuff out here. I never stopped to think about like the ghosts and like and spirits and stuff that could be out in this area, because where I go sometimes is so deep and there's probably so much history there. And I'm just like, I have no clue what has happened here and what is lingering around. And I don't think about it until it pops up. And yeah, that one popped up and scared the hell out of me.
Bro, I would have been on the next fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been out there. I would have been like, yo,
Wake up.
Pack up your tent, man. Like, we got to get this guy. We got to get it.
Yeah, there's been one time there's only been one time where I have done that. And I woke everyone up and I was like, yo, we're going. I'm driving. I'm not sleeping here.
What happened then?
Didn't feel right.
It was like another kind of ghost type of weird thing. Okay. I don't, same kind of scenario where I was thinking mountain lion, and then something totally different happened. And it was with Chris Cope and my friend Lucas Miller, 2 other guys from SD. One of these guys I never had met before this trip, so it's just like some stranger. And we pull off in between, like, I don't even know where the hell we're at, in the middle of California by the water. Before you get to like Cayucas, you go from the 5 and you're going through windy roads all through the mountain, and there's nothing around, no connection, nothing. And Chris is like, I know this spot where I wanted to sleep at once, but I was like I think he said he was too scared, so he slept in his car, but he wanted to camp there because it was a cool spot. So we're like, okay, cool. Well, there's like a bunch of us. Let's go camp there. When we pull up and instantly go walking around looking, they put their shit down. I start noticing bones right next to all of their sleeping bags. And I was like, oh, Lucas, like, your sleeping bag's right here. Look, there's a pile of bones right here next to your sleeping bag. We're in the middle of just in the middle of nowhere. So I'm thinking like those are bones from like maybe a mountain lion killed something, and those are the leftover bones from it. And like whatever. There's a pile of bones there. There's a pile of bones there. We start noticing piles of bones kind of everywhere. So we're like, what the hell's going on over here? Whatever. They set their shit up over there. They set their shit up. They just move like 30 feet away. And they're just like, we'll just go over here. And like,
Kind of like a burial ground and shit.
He puts his like hammock over this one area that's by the water. And Chris is like, I'm going to sleep right underneath him. And then this trail that goes into some caves that's deeper into the forest. And I was looking at it and I was like, hey, just saying, but like based off the bones, there could be mountain lions, and mountain lions could live in caves. That looks like it might be where they live. And this is their fresh water source. So at night, they're going to come through this trail, and the first thing they're going to do is take a big drink of water, and your hammock is blocking their water source. And like, and then like they're just like, whatever, like let's go. Oh yeah, like let's go investigate the caves then to make sure there's no lions or whatever. So we go walking in the caves.
This is at night. This is at night.
This is before it's getting dark.
Dusk.
Now you're looking for
dusk.
lions.
Okay.
So yeah, we start exactly.
The
we
lion's
start,
probably in front of the hotel.
yeah, straight up. And we get to these caves. We start going. And we find human clothing.
No.
Yeah, there's human clothing inside the cave.
Like what? A pair of pants, flannel,
Just t-shirt. Pants and shit. Just like someone just took their shit off and threw it in there. Weird shit. There's like human clothing all in this cave, and we're like, we start to go a little deeper, and we feel like something's not right, and we're like, if we don't have anything to protect ourselves, if a lion pops out and kills us, we're literally just going into their home, and we're just gonna get mauled to death.
The lion's den.
Yeah, we're like, what are we doing? Like, we realize what we're doing. We're like, we went in the cave to check if there's lions. And we're like, we shouldn't do this. We should probably, we retreated. And we went back. And then they slept in the hammock. And he slept underneath him by the place anyways. And then I slept, the 2 other homies slept in the car. And I slept underneath the back end of the car, outside, on the ground.
Okay.
Because it started to rain a little, so I just got underneath it.
Okay.
And now it's nighttime. It's starting to rain a little bit. This is like lightning, like you're at like typical creepy ass night. You're in the mountains. It's lightning. You can't hear shit, and the river's flowing. And where they're sleeping is far enough to where I could scream, and they're not going to hear me, and they could scream, and they're
far?
not. Yeah, it's kind of a walk from the car to where they're at.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there now and I'm trying to sleep, and the whole time I was thinking mountain lions, and I'm finally getting to the point where I'm drifting off to go to bed, and I start to hear crunches like. It's like someone. It sounds like someone with boots, like big steel toe boots, walking on like sand, gravel. And I can hear it, and I'm like listening at it, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then it stops, and then it's getting closer to me and closer to me. And as it's getting closer to me, I'm like, this is really freaking me the fuck out. I don't know who's walking towards me right now. But then I had my Carhartt jacket, and I put it over my whole head, and I got my phone out, and I tried to call Lucas, tried to call Chris. Neither of them picked up. So, and I didn't have any service. So I was like, fuck. And as soon as it went, no service. And then as soon as I hung up and took my phone away, I heard the get closer to me to where like it sounded like it was right outside of my Carhartt jacket, like standing next to me. And I sat there frozen. And then it was just like a noise of like a girl going, It's like the fucking creepiest little girls hum.
Turn
like,
the lights off, man. We need
Dude,
to
this
get in
is
the
like
mood here.
this is nuts.
Yeah, it was like right outside my Carhartt jacket, just and then, like I fucking freaked out. I ripped it off and like nothing was there, and I instantly opened the door and woke up one of my homies. He would not wake up, so I woke up the kid that I was just meeting and didn't know him, and I was like, hey, I don't know you and you don't know me, but you're coming with me to go get these guys because I'm not walking alone through that woods. Like we're getting the fuck out of here. And so I had him walk with me to go get them, and we got over there, and Lucas is passed out, and Chris was underneath wide awake. And I remember asking him, or I told him like, yo, we got to get out of here. This isn't right. Like, I'll drive, but I'm not sleeping here. And he's like, what, are you hearing something or something? And I told him, and he's like, okay, yeah, because I've been sitting here underneath Lucas. He's like, I've been listening to voices. It sounds like people are talking, and I've been trying to make out what they're saying. But like, goodness. I don't know, like he was hearing shit too. But it got so close to me where I was like, oh, hell no, we're getting out of here. Like, but that one was creepy. I don't know what it was. I didn't see anything. It just crept up on me. And when you know what your ears are hearing and what your eyes are seeing.
But the fact that he heard something too was validation.
Yeah.
That you weren't crazy.
Yeah.
But wait, does something like that happening, does it make you just like, I'm not going to do that anymore? You still just want to go out camping like that?
Yeah, I mean, everywhere in the world has crazy places. I mean, I believe in like spirits and all that shit. I've had spirits kind of mess with me in houses before. So I know spirits are real. I don't know what spirits are or ghosts are, or if it is a real thing with a conscious mind.
Right.
But I know that like there's energy that messes with you in certain places, and some of it is friendly and some of it is darker.
Mm-hmm. And some people are more receptive to that. You know?
Yeah,
I think you're more like, it's almost like you're allowing it like as a free spirit to like, if you want to fuck with me, fuck with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, like that's what, and it's like some people too who don't believe in it. It almost is like Tinkerbell, where it's like you don't believe in it, it's not real. Right, and then like if you believe in it, it could be very real. And that's it's just true. Like, yep. And it is like that where you're like, if you're like, oh, go ahead, fuck with me, and then it will fuck with you, and you're like, yeah, it's fucking with me because it knows I'm the only one that is paying attention to it. Yes. And like, but yeah, it's like there's energy out there, and it's all around. You just gotta like pay attention.
Crazy.
Don't let it corrupt.
You ever seen like a ghost skater thing going on? Any like skater vibes?
Ghost skater? No, I feel like there's a ghost dog in my brother's house. I mean, that's one of my graphics is like a little orange toy. Uh-huh. And then it's like a ghost that's coming out of the toy. Oh. But it's just based off of a toy inside of my brother's house. You have to squeeze it for it to make noise.
Okay.
Like you have to squeeze it. There's no way around
Got a little
making.
squeaky. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
little-
Screw, screw.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Those little dog toys.
Yeah, and like
typical.
he just places it up on a counter like this, and it'll just be chilling there. And there's like the TV, and you're scrolling through Netflix, and you're looking for something to watch. It's completely silent, and screw, screw.
Wow.
All the time, just randomly screw, screw, and it just goes off. And he's like, "Did you hear it?" Because he's been telling us about it for a long time, and we're like,
And he didn't throw that shit out yet.
"No." He's like,
Dubs would be like,
I got
I
problem.
I am done with
Yeah,
this.
no.
I'll solve the problem right now.
No, he said, I don't want to piss off no spirits. If that's what that thing likes, what happens if I get rid of it? And it's
Oh,
gonna be
there
pissed,
you go.
be
Yeah.
fucking angry at me.
Dubs, you
Damn,
can't throw it out.
Yeah, I have to keep it now.
Because now we
Like,
just got
oh,
like we
ghost
got
dog.
used to the screw screw.
Yeah.
We just know like, oh, it's over there. And I've had like, I think it's a playful spirit, whatever's in his house. I've slept in his house, but I'm like on his couch all out and by myself, and had plenty of time alone in his house to where like, this is weird, but I ate a lot of mushrooms once in his house, and I went to the bathroom, and I feel like I was able to see the spirit in a sense
Okay.
in the mirror. Because I went to the bathroom, and when I looked in the mirror, I started playing with the reflection in the mirror. And then after about a couple minutes, I realized the reflection wasn't me, and I was playing with like someone else.
Wow.
But you're on mushrooms.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then, but,
Some entity in there.
All right, okay.
yeah. So then I was like, okay, well, and then once I realized that, I was like, all right, well, enough playing around in here, and then I just turned around and went back out and went back to watching Frankenstein.
You forgot to mention that. You were watching Frankenstein, and then you were on shrooms, and you went to the
Oh, dude, watching Frankenstein on shrooms.
Great movie.